Coliseum as the Dodgers try to run the winning streak to 5 games after a convincing Game 1 win against the A's last night. They scored 10 runs on 14 hits and 8 walks. That included a couple of home runs, one from Will Smith, one from Justin Turner, as the Dodgers move to 4-1 on the season. Welcome inside. Hope you're having a great night. Joe Davis and Orel Hershiser. There are a lot of categories you can look at for this offense and how impressive it's been so far. How about on base percentage, Orel? As a team, they've got a .430 on base.
They've got 8 guys over 400. They got 9, including the pitcher tonight, Clayton Kershaw. And you can't get these kind of on-base percentages and be an intimidating lineup without having discipline in the strike zone. They don't chase. They don't have many holes. And when you don't chase and you don't have many holes, you got to come over the plate to get them out, and when they do, they hit that too.
So Betts is a .478 on base percentage, which is like 150 points better than league average, and it's 6th on the team. He's actually going to play center field tonight. Cody Bellinger will not be in there. We saw him leave last night's game with an injury. Kirsten Watson has an update on Bellinger and Chris Taylor.
Joe, last night, Chris Taylor came out of the game and after the 3rd inning after being hit by the pitch, leaving him with a left elbow contusion. During the game, he had some numbness in that elbow. He tried to play through it, but he ended up coming out. He was later tested with an X-ray, which proved to be negative. Today, he is potentially expected to be coming off the bench, so we will see. Dave Roberts still said that things could be there. For Cody Bellinger, however, he was cleated on that lower right calf. He is going to be going through some more testing this evening, and we should know more information after the game, Joe.
All right, Kirsten, good news, though, that it doesn't seem to be too serious for either one of those guys. Second start of the year for Clayton Kershaw. On opening day, not his usual self. He gave up 6 runs in the hitter's paradise that is Coors Field.
Through the course of his career, he has responded to Dodger losses. He's also responded to rocky outings of his own, and in that response, he gets a better ballpark and a better atmosphere in Oakland. I expect the breaking stuff to be better, and when he throws over 50% breaking balls, that's a good sign.
And Oakland typically has not hit breaking balls very well. Kershaw for the Dodgers, Bassett for the A's. He'll have to deal with Corey Seager, leading the league in hits, leading the league in RBIs, leading the league in on-base percentage. What does he have in store tonight? Beautiful night in Oakland, and just about set for first pitch as the Dodgers try to clinch a series win and try to get their 5th consecutive win after losing on opening day. And the offense sure has gotten it cranked up, hasn't it? Better than 7 runs per game, more than 12 hits per game, more than 6 walks per game. And an opener in this series where they put up 10 runs with 22 base runners in those 9 innings. Lineup here for Game 2 looks like this. We told you off at the top, Mookie Betts will start in center field for the first time in a Dodger uniform. Seager hits second and starts at short. They give Justin Turner a day off defensively. He's the DH out of the 3 spot. Muncy DH yesterday. He's back in there as the first baseman hitting cleanup. A.J. Pollock in left field hitting 5th. Edwin Rios makes the start at 3rd. Lux is back in at 2nd. Barnes does the catching for Kershaw. And Zach McKinstry is off to a good start this year, hits 9th. Chris Bassett, who is 32 years old, is back and forth between the big leagues and AAA, and when he was in the big leagues, back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen for 6 years. And he said he spent a lot of his time burning energy, worrying about his role and being upset with the versatile label, but made a decision last year to just kind of embrace whatever role he was given and took off. He was 3rd in the American League with a .229 ERA and was their opening day starter this year. He delivers strike 1 to Mookie Betts. Off we go with Game 2 in Oakland. Betts, it's a bouncing ball that Bassett's able to corral. 1 away.
Bassett was just settling in that I guess I'm going to be a swing guy, but he's always a starter at heart. And you mentioned about worrying about things he couldn't control. Well, that was one of his mantras when he got an opportunity to start. And the other mantra was to be less predictable.
Said he watched Lance Lynn of the Texas Rangers early on last year and had all the hitters coming back to the dugout saying how hard it was to face him. Seager hits the first pitch that he sees on the ground to first from Moreland. 2 quick outs for Bassett. And Chris is sitting there in the dugout watching him, saying he's not doing anything special. It looks like nothing but fastballs. And it is, but it's a variety of fastballs. And he said, this should be me.
Less two-seamers, more four-seamers, more cutters. And so the Dodgers are going to see about 77%, almost 80% hard stuff. So you're going to say they're going to see a lot of fastballs, but they're going to be different types of fastballs.
And only Lance Lynn threw a higher percentage of hard stuff by the time it was all said and done last year than Chris Bassett, who gets ready to work against Justin Turner. He's in there with strike one. Turner with his first home run last night. Here it is on StatCast, powered by Google Cloud.
Usually his power doesn't end up going up until the temperatures go up. But early power in Oakland for Justin Turner.
It was only his 4th home run out of his 125 as a big leaguer that came before May 1st. Chin music. Spins down and away. Turner's ahead 2-1.
First breaking ball we've seen. More two-seamers to Mookie Betts. First pitch cutter to Corey Seager.
Coming back with the hard stuff on 2-1, and it's foul. 2-2. It's a very good fastball hitting team the Dodgers have. They saw fastballs at a lower rate than any team in baseball last year. Not surprising when they did as much damage as they did against them. We'll see what that means for Chris Bassett, who relies on the hard stuff so much.
Got away with a mistake there. They were going fastball up. You can see the wry smile on the mound. He just threw that right down the middle like Justin Turner was getting tee work.
Good environment there in Oakland. 11,000 fans allowed at the Coliseum. Bassett turns and fires, and Turner watches a curve, swats it to right center, carrying towards the gap, and it's down. Justin Turner with a 2-out hit. He's headed to second with a double. Waited on a breaking ball, sent it the other way, and the Dodgers keep this first inning going.
Bassett's breaking ball is a huge off-speed pitch. It can go all the way down to 68 miles an hour, and he can top out with the fastball around 95. So you are definitely changing speeds when he goes from the four-seamer to the curveball. Justin Turner did a nice job waiting on it.
He extends his on-base streak to 36 games back to late last season, the longest active streak in baseball. He is 3 for his last 3, going back to the end of last night. 2-out chance for Max Muncy, who admitted to Kirsten Watson after the game that he was very happy to be the DH on the night that his Baylor Bears are playing in the national championship, and use those times off in the field to sneak some trips back up to the clubhouse and take a peek.
I'm just wondering, as the tournament went on, if Max whispered in Dave Roberts' ear, you know, the national championship games this night. Baylor continues on. It's a good night to DH.
That one hits Muncy. He might have, and Dave Roberts would say, why are you whispering in my ear about Baylor basketball nonetheless?
It was a figure of speech, Joe.
I'm with you.
I don't think he actually does it that way. It's a yelling across the locker room.
Yeah,
hey,
Doc.
Skip. National championship game, possibility of the Bears being in it.
Doc had his own interest in that with his Bruins going to the Final Four.
Doc couldn't DH.
No, that's true. A couple 2-out base runners for the Dodgers here in the first inning, and A.J. Pollock comes up. Dodgers have been the #1 team in baseball so far, bringing runs in with 2 gone. Pollock came off of the bench last night when Taylor left with an injury, went 1 for 2 with a walk. as he tries to get his season going.
AJ's Achilles heel against righties is the slider low and away. Bassett doesn't throw a lot of those.
Very good fastball hitter. With 2 on and 2 out. The 1-0 pitch. Got a fastball and fouled it 1-1. Pollock last year hit .354 against fastballs. 12 of his 16 home runs came against him, but below 200 against breaking stuff.
Sometimes against certain pitchers you can eliminate an area, eliminate a pitch. With Bassett, a lot of times you can just eliminate the last pitch because he usually is going to change it.
Center cut, but foul. 1-2.
Fastball before on the outer half was the 4-seamer. That one was a little bit more of the 2-seamer. He was trying to get it to tail in on Pollock, and it didn't. JT had one to hit like that. AJ's had a couple.
Kind of the whole idea for Bassett. He knows he's not going to miss a ton of bats, but he hopes, because he uses so many varieties of that fastball, that he's going to at least miss barrels. Here he comes with a 1-2. Pollock chases to end the inning. Dodgers get a couple of 2-out base runners, but strand them. And Clayton Kershaw takes the ball for his second start of the year when you come back. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Mark Canha to lead things off for Bob Melvin. And it's Jed Lowry DHing. Ramon Laureano is the center fielder. First time he's played since Friday when he injured his wrist. Matt Chapman bats cleanup. Sean Murphy's the catcher out of the 5 spot. In right field, Stephen Piscotty. Then Mitch Moreland at first. Elvis Andrus and Tony Kemp rounding things out for the A's. Against Clayton Kershaw. And the Home Depot getting more done. Kershaw facing the A's for the 5th time in his career. That 1.35 earned run average against the A's is second all time. And Les Mueller pitched 18 games in his big league career. Just happened to dominate the A's back in the 40s. Ball 1 on Canha. What are you looking for from Kershaw tonight as he makes his second outing?
Give up less hits. Find a better put-away pitch. Wasn't able to really put away the Rockies, but that might be just the atmosphere. So I think we'll see some better breaking balls tonight. You know, his expected average against and what he actually got in Colorado was about 100 points difference. So he really had some bad luck also with the Rocky outing. There's a lot of ground balls. You like his ground ball percentage, but they happen to find a lot of holes.
Yeah, you shoot for about 50% ground ball rate. He had more than 70% of his batted balls on the ground. Curve is cut on and missed 1 and 2. 9 of the 10 hits were singles. But you just rarely see 10 hits in a game against Kershaw. Stuff just didn't quite have that teeth. Didn't have many of those. Only 5 swings and misses.
The curveball in Colorado is about 6 inches, 8 inches below his norm as far as the amount of break, as far as the depth. And the thing that really stood out on both the curveball and the slider was the left to right movement was about cut in half. So that's the part that we can move away from the barrel enough to get a ground ball, which he got, but not enough to have a miss.
Moves closer to sea level here. He gets a ground ball there. It's wide of the bag and stays 2 and 2. Hard to go from more hitter friendly to more pitcher friendly. Farther from one end of the spectrum to the other as the Dodgers move from Coors Field to the Oakland Coliseum. Two again. He went around and a pitch that bounced and a strikeout to open his night.
Number 8,
A couple of things. Less hits already, and he's finding a swing and miss pitch.
Yep, no hitter going. No score first inning. They shift around on Jed Lowry. Drums are going again. Lowry 0 for 4 in game 1 last night. 3 for 15 so far this year. Love these green Oakland alternates. One ball, one strike.
Well, the results are in already. The Kershaw curveball, the first one he threw, it got the 6 inches back that he needs as far as is normal at sea level, and it also got the left to right break back. So the Colorado effect is gone.
Outside there, 2-1. Lowry's third stint with the A's. Early on in his career, then a stint where he was very good, 17 and 18. Went away to the Mets for a couple years. Now back. It's a fly ball to left center field, way back towards the wall. Jed Lowry hits the wall and heads to second with a one-out double.
Ball's crushed. Yes, this is out in Colorado. So here at sea level, fortunately it's a double. And going off a double wall, and Mookie Betts is not coming over from right field. He's in center tonight. If you weren't with us at the open. Zach McKinstry in right. So Mookie and A.J. Pollock get to chase down this shot from Lowry.
Runner in scoring position, one away. Here's Ramon Laureano, and there is strike one. Now here's the spot where Kershaw last year was so good. He gave up 4 hits with runners in scoring position all last season. He gave up 4 with runners in scoring position on opening day alone. Looks to buckle down here and has scored his first inning. His 0-1 pitch. Ball one.
First couple of hitters, Clayton was down about 88, 89. The fastball now with a guy in scoring position, back up 92, 93.
It's a good sign. It's around where it averaged last year. And then it averaged about 90.5 in Colorado. Curve. Swatted to right center field. Betts on the move, won't get there. And the A's get the game's first run. Back-to-back extra base hits. RBI double Ramon Laureano. And the A's in game 6 have their first lead of the year.
Laureano picks on a curveball, kind of hangs up a little bit. Clayton's got about 5 foot of break on that curveball. This one kind of stays up and ends up waist high, thigh high, and Laureano does a nice job going to right field. This one was stung. You can see the curve on the ball there. Puts it right in the gap. You're going to score easy from second once you see it hit outfield grass.
A's 1, Dodgers nothing. Matt Chapman takes a 92-mile-per-hour fastball for a strike. The A's 0-5, getting outscored 45-12 coming into this game. Swept in a 4-game series by the Astros. And then the 10-3 Dodger win in game 1 last night. Ball and a strike on Chapman. One of the best fielders in baseball. He's also turned himself into a good offensive player. It's for a lot of power. Low on base percentage, but a lot of power. I'm hoping he can get that back after hip surgery ended last year. Good block by Barnes. Ball 2.
A really good block. The closer you are to the curveball in the dirt, the easier it is to block. That one was out in front. And boy, 60 feet 6 inches to the end of the plate. That one was about 4 feet short.
On a 2-1, Chapman swings and misses. Good depth to that slider. Five-hitter Sean Murphy waits next. Kershaw's 2-2. Got him swinging. Back-to-back sliders to get Chapman and Kershaw with strikeouts for each of the first 2 outs.
You know a pitch is sharp when it's up and in the strike zone, but it must have good finish to still fool the hitters, and that ball's got some finish there. Where Chapman thought it was going to be is not where it ended up.
Opponents hit a .92 against that pitch last season. Clayton Kershaw's slider, the pitch that transformed him early in his career. From a fastball curveball guy to a complete pitcher, a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, an MVP. First one to Sean Murphy is cut out and missed. Same thing.
Attacking with the slider, but it is a strike the whole way and then just changes direction and still ends up in the strike zone. But that tells you he's got sharp break.
Already more swings and misses in this first inning than he had in the entire start in Denver. Curveball gets a strike, and you heard him roar in disgust even before the strike call came.
Clayton's average curveball is about 66 inches of break from top to bottom. Think about where that ball has to start to end up at the top of the strike zone. That's above your eyes as a hitter.
Spin and gravity. Sliders foul. Stays at 0-2.
So when he lost 6 inches in Colorado, he lost 10% of the break on his curveball, and the other portion that was lost because of the atmosphere was the left to right movement. So when we talk about, can he find some put away pitches, it wasn't just what he was doing, it was what the atmosphere was doing to his ball.
Kershaw trying to limit the damage to 1 here in the first. Home with another 0-2 to Murphy. Gets him swinging with the slider. Winds up getting 3 strikeouts swinging in this first inning. Back-to-back doubles, though. The A's in front. In Oakland. Time for our keys to the game, brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers.
Kershaw bounced back, and that inning with the 3 strikeouts, the slider looked really good. This is definitely possible. He can have a very nice outing. Keep on walkings for the offense. They're averaging over 6 walks per game. That keeps them disciplined, and 0 in late. Second time we've posted that exact one, and I'm going to keep it up there until the bullpen has a perfect night.
The bullpen has not been good so far statistically, with an ERA over 7 as Edwin Rios fouls off Chris Bassett's first pitch. But the starters have been. And the Dodgers find themselves at 4-1 since opening day, since Kershaw gave up those 6 runs at Colorado. And after Dustin May's 6 shutout innings last night, starters have a 2.49 ERA. Rios, Lux, and Barnes against Bassett here in the second inning. What do we got?
We got fans in the stands and we got vendors.
Yes, I meant what was he vending?
Oh, I was just excited to see that.
Leadoff single for Edwin Rios. Right back up the middle.
That vendor could have bottled water and I'd be excited.
I know, right? Just to hear somebody shouting water.
Exactly. Bottled water.
Oh man, music to my ears.
Bullet up the middle.
Wow. Pretty good sound there too, isn't it? Leadoff man aboard for the Dodgers, and it brings up Gavin Lux. He came on late with the injuries last night. It was his first day out of the starting lineup. He's got a hit in all 4 games that he started in. It includes a couple of triples at Coors Field.
Little pattern so far from Bassett. He likes to throw cutters inside the lefties on his first pitch. Did that to Seager, now did it again to Lux. Come back with the 2-seamer. Try and make it look inside and leak back over the plate.
You know a little something about that pitch.
Early on in my career, they told me, you're not supposed to throw that. I'm like, why? They said, because lefties love the ball low and in. I said, they can't love it when their feet are moving.
When they think it's headed at their feet.
when they're scooting back, it's really hard to swing the bat.
On a 2-1, Lux takes ball 3. Greg Maddux has said watching you throw yours gave him confidence to throw his like that.
And he ended up throwing it a lot better than me. But it was quite an honor for him to say that's where he learned it. We talked about it at a Players Association meeting, and he and I and Shane Raleigh were in a foursome playing golf and talking pitching.
Lux takes the walk. First one of the day for the Dodgers.
It was a lot of fun to I ended up being one of the veterans in that group, and have these two young guys asking you questions about pitching. It was an honor, and it was a lot of fun back then. I learned a lot from them.
Now, usage on that pitch has been down every year for a decade, as the emphasis has been more on four seams up in the zone, with the modern swing covering the bottom part of the zone, where the two seam typically goes. There's a wonderful book called K by Tyler Kepner, and he says more than ever pitchers sink it only because they have to. If you've got a big fastball, you better use it. Strike one on Austin Barnes. It's a harder sell to young guys who are trying to get notice. Velocity's king, so there aren't many guys getting noticed right now because they're moving the ball well at the bottom of the zone with a fastball. You're getting noticed with high spin rate and high velocity. Barnes yanks one to left. That's a fair ball that drops near the corner. Canna races over to grab it. Rios headed home to tie the game. Barnes hustles into second with a double. And it's 1-1 just like that.
Oakland's first lead and only lead of the year is gone. And Austin Barnes makes sure of it. And boy, did he do a nice job continuing on past first and stretching this into a double. A good slide to the outside part of the bag makes him safe. There was no play at third, and of course no play at home.
Bottom part of the order getting it done for the Dodgers. Now McKinstry taking inside, ball one. Now McKinstry went into last night's game with 5 hits and 1 RBI in his career. He had 3 hits and 3 RBIs last night alone.
One of the new faces on the Dodgers, and he's becoming one of the faces of the Dodgers. You listen to talk radio, they always love new material and new guys. And Dave Vassay, Petros and Money, Zach McKinstry becoming a little cult hero already.
Well, we preach what the Dodgers preach about him, and that is his versatility being so important. This is his 3rd start. 1 in left, 1 at second, and now he's in right. Manager's dream in that regard. And Dave Roberts says, too, he's a manager's dream just in the way he thinks the game.
I don't think of him as a Kike Hernandez. I think the role for that almost this year is Chris Taylor. Chris is a great defender no matter where you put him. With Zach, he's an average to slightly above average defender wherever you put him.
But better offensively.
Better offensively.
Up the middle and caught by Andrews.
And Chris Taylor definitely better offensively than Kike. So I think that, you know, everybody misses Kike and we wish him well, but the Dodgers have done a nice job kind of filling that versatility and quality of losing a guy like Kike Hernandez.
And the defense wins that one. Hard hit by McKinstry, but caught by Andrews. And the runners had to hold. Up to Mookie Betts here with 1 out.
This is a pretty good super utility guy now that he's switched from right to center.
Yeah, right. First start he's made there in a Dodger uniform, although he played it a bunch in Boston before Jackie Bradley arrived.
Get him a start at second base, and you know
you can do that too.
He can play there. You could probably play him at third too. We've seen him take grounders all across the infield.
It's already kind of like legend, right? The stuff he does in his pregame work, even though it's been years since he's played significant time in the infield, every single day he takes ground balls. First one from Bassett. He attacks and punches it to first, coming home, and Lux is out. Mitch Moreland with a nice play at first to get Gavin Lux at home, and it stays 1-1.
Gavin looks to be taking that hand guard a little bit gingerly off. Hope he's okay. Head first slide, taking that hand in there. Might get jammed against the spike at home. Chris Taylor getting hit by a pitch. Cody Bellinger, a little bit of a twisting and collision with some spikes in the bag yesterday, not in there. And Gavin Lux now at home. Hopefully he's fine.
For the Dodgers, the 5th out that they've made on the bases in this young season. That's 2 more than anybody in baseball. Seager fouls that one off his foot.
You should just have a big old life-size poster of a baseball player in a Dodger uniform in the training room, and then anybody gets hit, gets treatment on, just keep putting stickers on the body. By the end of the year, the whole thing would be covered.
Hopefully less covered than some other years and some other teams. Barnes at third, Betts at first. Here's an 0-1 to Seager. It's foul 0-2. On that topic, Fernando Tatis has some slight labral tearing in his shoulder. They're putting him on the injured list. They're going to check again in 10 days and hope to bring him back in the minimum, but the plan right now is for him to rehab and try to come back ASAP as opposed to undergoing surgery. First and third, 2 gone. It's something Tatis has dealt with for years now. Hadn't been public knowledge, but when it popped out in spring training this year, they said, yeah, it's goes back to early on in his pro career that's been popping in and out. Came out on a swing last night.
When you think about the labrum, you're like, okay, what's wrong with his shoulder? Think about a golf tee, and it's like the rim of the golf tee is kind of frayed. And the rim of the golf tee keeps the ball on the tee. Well, the ball would be then like the humeral head of the shoulder. And you've got an anterior labrum, which is the front, and you've got a posterior labrum, which is the back. And his is a little frayed, which is going to make it a little loose.
First 3 reach for the Dodgers in this inning. 1 in the bank, 2 on, 2 out, and another 0-2 to Corey Seager. Leaves it up, ball 1. And Betts takes second.
Waited for 2 strikes on Corey Seager before they took off. Do this a little earlier in the count, you might just intentionally walk Seager. Oakland will still probably fool around with him here.
Breaking ball hitting the ground. Diving stop. Moreland from his backside feeds Bassett, who beats Seager to the bag. A couple nice plays by Mitch Moreland in this inning. First outing, he had 3 in the first inning today, and if the Dodgers get to 10 strikeouts tonight, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. A Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink, valid only at LA area restaurants. It was cold, breezy last night in Oakland, but light blue skies above as they play game 2, and Stephen Piscotty takes ball 1. A bit of a breeze tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. perfect looking weather coming up this weekend in LA for the home opener against the Nats.
It could be cold and drizzly, and if you're getting a World Championship ring, you won't notice the weather.
And if you're in Dodger Stadium, you probably won't notice the weather. Popped up and foul ground. Barnes loses the mask, settles under it, and makes the catch. That was a bit of an adventure. So maybe that breeze a little bit more than at first glance.
Cameramen are bundled up. Flags are flying. Boy, did Moreland make some kind of play to end the inning.
And he's coming up to hit now. Shutdown happened last year. A lot of guys, just went home. Some guys stayed at the facilities of their teams. Mitch Moreland was able to go home because he got a full batting cage set up with a pitching machine and a converted barn at his house in Alabama. Strike one. A perfect place to wait it all out last summer and get his work in. I mean, I think he came inside at night and slept in his bed, but the baseball work was out in the barn. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You're in quarantine in your barn.
Starts to really feel like a movie then, huh? Kershaw home with a 1-1. Moreland swings and misses. 1-2. 86 and a ton of movement.
Really good slider right there. He looked like he opened it up and made it a little bigger since it was to a lefty. We've seen the righties swing and miss at it in the first inning with those 3 Ks.
1-2. Already his 4th strikeout, and similar characteristics to that one too.
Well, it looks like he's got the one that he can throw and leave in the strike zone and have a sharp break, and it looks like he's got the other one where he can make it look like a strike and end up a ball. Find that pitch like he has it right now, and wow, you got a chance for a special outing.
4 Ks through 1 2/3 for Kershaw. Bases empty, 2 out. Here's Elvis Andrus. He had a hit in his first at bat with Oakland, and he's gone 0 for 17 since. Takes a couple inside, 2-0. Native of Venezuela, time Texas Ranger Elvis Andrus. It's a fly ball to center field. Well, Mookie Betts is starting for Cody Bellinger tonight. He's got it, and that's that in the second. 1, 2, 3 go the A's against Kershaw on 10 pitches. From Santa Clarita, his favorite player is Mookie Betts. To join Junior Dodgers for a chance to be the Junior Dodger of the game, go to Dodgers.com/JR Dodgers. Justin Turner leads off the 3rd for the Dodgers in a 1-1 game and takes ball 1 from Chris Bassett. Turner doubled his first time, extending his on-base streak to 36 games. Swats one to right center. It's down for a base hit to open the 3rd, and he's 2 for 2.
Quality contact, and I don't mean because it is firm, just it's on the right trajectory. It's a line drive. And in some ways, you don't want to hit that one super hard and reach the center fielder.
So Turner 4 for his last 4. And now Max Muncy to the plate. Inside ball 1. Kirsten.
Ahead of the game, Max Muncy shared what it's like being back in Oakland, a team with which he made his debut. And he said it's always interesting. As much as his debut was a special moment, his memories of being in Oakland aren't always the best. But he did say after 3 hits last night, that is very satisfying when you get to beat up on your older team.
Yeah, it's a strike on Muncy, 1-1. And some guys will say, no, it's good seeing the old team. Muncie's not that guy. Muncie's going to tell you how he feels. Playing against a team that, after he hit 195 over a 2-year span, cut him loose. Not one to hold back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he is exactly the mold of the type of hitter Oakland is looking for.
Yeah.
How they want to groom him. Discipline, take the walk, and hit for power. And he's the guy.
You know, he's always been a guy who's been able to discern balls from strikes well, but he added that power element after they cut him loose. He hammers this ball deep to right field and gone. First home run of the season for Max Muncy. First lead of the night for the Dodgers. It's 3-1.
Gets on top of this one. He doesn't pop it up. He doesn't put too much top spin on it that it doesn't get out of here. Takes the short porch and hits it long and hard. Play that over and over. It's like the drums.
Now Pollock shoots one to right. Piscotty moving over to make the catch. 105 miles per hour off of the bat of Max Muncy, by the way.
Max hit a 2-seamer. That's what Rios and Barnes hit. The only slider that's been hit is by Justin Turner. Everything else has been hit the 2-seamer.
Rios singled his first time. He takes a strike from Bassett. Dodgers with their 5th home run this year, 3rd of this series. Now we got to have a poll who hits a 2nd home run first, because there's 5 home runs from 5 different guys. Oh no, never mind. Will Smith has the 2. There are no polls tonight. That's foul and 1-2.
With a slow start in Colorado with Dodger home runs, the Cody Bellinger that turned into a single, and the Zach McKinstry that was inside to Parker. We got the Will Smith up on the concourse.
Okay, so it sounds like the All-Star game is going to be in Colorado, moved from Atlanta. Home Run Derby should be fun, huh?
Yeah.
It was there in late 90s. Mark McGwire hit one into the parking lot.
Get a standing room only ticket out there in left field. Don't think you're going to get a ball if you're in the stands.
Right. Now Rios gets into one. Way back to right center. It's gone. First of the season for Rios. Muncy and Rios both going deep. And the lead grows to 4-1.
A curveball that hangs up there. This one doesn't even make it back to the waist. You can see that Edwin was slightly out in front. And just enough swing there, releasing the top hand, full extension, and needed it all to get over to that wall.
So from down 1-0 to up 4-1 here in the 3rd. Gavin Lux. It's good to see Lux stay in the game after that play at the plate. You noticed he was flexing his hand. First inning of the year, by the way, the Dodgers have hit multiple home runs this year.
Max Muncy still the only one that's played every day, started every day. Was the start as the DH yesterday.
Yep. Nobody's played the field every day. One got in on Lux, and short left field Matt Chapman will put it away. 2 gone. Bassett, who gave up 3 runs in 5 1/3 on opening day against Houston, only threw 68 pitches in that outing. He's already at 50 here. Comes home to Austin Barnes. Off-speed pitch, strike 1.
Dodgers left Colorado with a pretty dismal ratio on at-bats to home runs. Well, now here in Oakland, they're hitting 1 every 13 at-bats.
What was it in Colorado?
I don't know, like 1 in a lot series. Last year, as a team, as good as they were hitting home runs, they were about 1 every 17 or 18 at-bats.
And that was an historically good rate.
Yes.
Hitting about 2 per game last year. Baltimore chop. They got to wait on it at third. Chapman tried to barehand. It was his only chance, but couldn't grab it. Barnes is 2 for 2.
For a hitter, you top it and your heart sinks a little bit. Then you see how high it goes and you start to smell a hit. Austin Barnes, his facial expression when he saw how high that ball was going completely changed about this at bat.
Now McKinstry fouls it off, strike 1. Baltimore chop, creation of the old scientific baseball Baltimore Orioles. 1890s. Ned Hanlon went on to manage Brooklyn Dodgers. They did it on purpose. They had slap hitters. They would have the groundskeeper harden the dirt in front of home plate, so they could get that result that you saw on the base hit from Barnes. McKinstry's the final out of the inning, but the Dodgers go deep twice. First it was Max Muncy knocking his first of the year to break the 1-1 tie. And then Rios gets in the home run column with a solo shot. Middle 3, 4-1.
At home through Dodgers home plates. Now offering free delivery on all orders through Thursday the 8th. To order, search for Dodgers home plates on Postmates, on the app, and enjoy a Dodger dog, garlic fries, and more. And I'm reading this from your couch.
That's creepy. Tony Kemp takes ball 1 from Kershaw. Everybody looking around, looking over their shoulder. Wait a minute. What do you mean reading this from your couch?
It's an app. You can push it from your couch. I don't know if the guy's going to deliver it all the way into the couch. It's going to be at the front door.
At the door. It's going to be at the door. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kemp. 9-1-2 for the A's here in the 3rd against Kershaw, who has 4 strikeouts. He's not walked anybody. A's got their run on back-to-back first inning doubles. Kemp hits a hard grounder. Position well as Gavin Lux to throw him out.
All kinds of throws, all kinds of angles from Gavin Lux. We've seen him at shortstop making wrong foot plays. We've seen him right over there at second deep on the outfield grass. He has looked very smooth in these early returns of this season.
Back to the top of the order, and Mark Canha struck out his first time. And takes strike 1 from Kershaw.
Starting to see vintage Kershaw body language. Kind of that lock in, glove up, reach in, here we go.
Soft bounce to Seager is short. 2 up, 2 down.
Filling the zone with quality pitches. Being able to change the break on the slider depending on what he's looking for, the strike or the put away. Slider averaged about 4.5 inches of break left to right last year. When he's faced a few lefties here tonight, he's actually doubled that to make it a little more sweeping.
Here's Jed Lowry, doubled and scored back in that first inning. And since those back-to-back doubles from Lowry and Laureano, Kershaw has retired 7 straight. Trying to do it again against the A's. Fouled off Barnes, knocks his mask off.
That one stung.
Plate umpire Adrian Johnson making sure he's okay.
Sam says he's fine.
Sam always says he's fine. It is one tough guy. Kershaw to Lowry, coming inside with a 1-1. Lowry able to lay off a back foot slider, ball 2. So Kershaw had Barnes as his catcher 15 out of 16 games last year. He's had him for both games this year. Says he can feel Austin's confidence, can feel with his body language that he believes in me. The fingers that he's putting down with conviction.
I concur. There is that relationship, and I'm not concurring that Austin is the guy for me. I'm just saying he is definitely the guy for Clayton.
2-2 pitch. Curve is in the dirt. Count goes full. Clayton obviously had that with A.J. Ellis. He's got it with Barnes now. Lowry's worked the count full. Bases empty, 2 gone. Here's a payoff pitch. Yanked up the middle, base hit left center. So Lowry with a 2-out single. He's 2 for 2. And first base runner since the first inning.
Didn't quite get this to where he wanted to go. You see, Austin has to reach back towards the middle of the plate. Lowry's gotten a couple of pitches he's liked, and he hasn't missed them.
I guess Laureano to the plate here with 2 out. Got the lone RBI today for Oakland. Strike 1 inside corner. First game for Laureano since Friday night. He injured his wrist diving into first base on a close play. The A's were holding their breath that it was going to be longer being without Laureano, but he returns after a few days off. Already serious injury issues for them. Softly bounced at short. Seager with a running throw to finish off his scoreless third. We go to the middle innings with the Dodgers in front 4-1. Had an article on this 1993 Top Stadium Club card. What in the world is going on here?
We had to become the sod squad. We were winning at home on grass, but anytime we went on artificial turf, I think we had lost maybe 9 games in a row on artificial turf. I went to the grounds crew and I said, guys, we need some grass. I'm taking it on the road with us. So I'm there laying it out of a grocery cart in the bench and out in the bullpen, and the guys were spitting on it, taking the sunflower seeds, leaving their gloves on it. We just had grass laid out there. We won.
So you went from 0-9 on AstroTurf to 17-11 once you started traveling grass.
See, you got to know what to do for the team.
Yes, bring him grass.
Yeah.
Here's Moogie Betts inside ball 1. How long did it stay alive? Ish.
We watered it, fertilizer, took care of it, but you know, I'd have to say that on future road trips after that, I brought fresh grass. I didn't bring the same grass.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, fresh grass. Yeah. We didn't take it across the Canadian border to play Montreal Expos.
You can't take grass.
No, not across the border. No. Grass is legal now.
Ball 2 on Betts. Top of the order for the Dodgers. Here.
You know where to go with that one.
Ooh, baby. All right.
Good game, huh?
It has been a good game. A bunch of good games.
Sure has. But when you're averaging 8 runs a game and you're averaging over 6 walks, and you're winning, and your starting pitcher is doing great, this is a fun time to be a Dodger.
Bassett to Betts with a 2-2. Mookie takes high, ball 3. And we were talking about it during the pregame show, but these full counts are so commonplace up and down the lineup. These are just such tough at-bats. Here's a payoff. There'll be another.
It is. It's just an intimidating lineup. Intimidating the talent and the power and the results they've gotten over the last few years. Intimidating the fact that now they have Mookie Betts for 162, not just 60.
Bounces one through the right side base hit. They were turned around playing him to Paul, and he took advantage with a leadoff single.
And the approach, the disciplined approach, forcing you in the strike zone, gathering information as you go deeper and deeper into the count. Stay inside, hit it hard to the right side. Only one fielder over there. A little easier to find a hole.
Mookie has a hit in all 6 games now, or all 5 games that he's played in. Scored a run in each of the first 4 that he played in. Here's Seager, who's grounded out twice, takes ball 1.
So much about pitching is kind of trusting yourself and your stuff. This is the kind of lineup that can make you lose trust in your stuff and yourself.
You feel like question things.
Yeah, it feels like you got to do more. It feels like you got to make the perfect pitch every time. So it ends up not only being a physical grind, but a mental grind.
Ball on a strike on Seager. Bassett delivers. Seager swings and misses. 1-2.
That's a rarity right there. We know how aggressive Corey Seager is, but it's a rarity to watch him go outside the strike zone.
Betts leads at first. 4-1 game, 4th inning. They play Seager to pull as the 1-2 comes home, and he takes a ball. With Betts' base hit, the Dodgers as a team are hitting .511 leading off innings. On 2-2, takes low and in. This is spot badly there, and the count goes full again.
I was going to say, here we are again. Now Betts got to the full count and went to the side of the infield where there's only one fielder. Seager only has one fielder on the left side of the diamond.
They check on Betts, who already has 1 stolen base tonight. Dodgers ran more last year once Mookie arrived. He runs again. Seager swings and misses. Murphy's throw is off the glove of Andrews. Second stolen base of the game for Mookie Betts.
Over the last couple days, Corey Seager's had a little bit more swing and miss in his game. Mookie Betts off. Dave Roberts trusting Corey to swing at a strike and probably make contact. They don't get the contact, but they get the bag. Dodgers are finding some collisions around bags and balls and Oakland A's.
Need those bigger bases, man. Experimenting with those in the minors this year.
Quick meeting, going over the signs they're going to use with a man on second.
And Turner at the plate. 2 for 2 tonight. 4 for his last 4. Double and a single in this one. Take strike one from Bassett. Dodgers looking for their 5th consecutive win after falling on opening day in Denver. Trying to keep the A's as the only winless team in the American League at 0-5. That spins low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last time the A's started 0-6, 1916 in Philadelphia. Connie Mack as the manager. Start 0-6 and you lose 100-some games. These days you're on the hot seat. Connie managed for another 34 years. Turner fights it off in the air to right. Piscotty is there, and Turner retired for the first time tonight. Runner at second, 2 gone in a 4-1 game. Here's Muncy in time for the Land Rover Performance Spotlight. 4 for 5 in this series against his old squad, including his first home run of the year, his last time up.
Houston interviewed him. We got to hear how happy it is for him to be back and to be pounding his old team that didn't believe in him. Max in interviews, not many filters.
Nope. And for as long as he's played, 2 things he's really been known for: really quick hands and advanced awareness of the strike zone. So those adjustments he made after the A's let him go, the Dodgers picked him up. Those let him utilize those quick hands and add pop to that great strike zone awareness.
Wasn't he putting some work in with his dad when he was waiting for a possible job and thinking about retiring?
Yeah, his dad Lee has always been kind of his first hitting coach. And they went to the local high school and would borrow the cage, kind of share the cage with the Keller High School team. And it was mostly about intent. It wasn't necessarily a swing change. It was just swinging with aggression, trying to do damage. Can't be afraid to strike out, he kept telling himself. There's too much of that when he was in Oakland. In the driver's seat again, he takes a strike, 2-1. But he'd get 200, 300 swings a day with his dad once he was a free agent. Waiting on somebody to call, considering retirement at the same time.
Thinking about school, you told us yesterday.
Yeah, going back to Baylor. He was about 10 credits short of a business degree when he got drafted out of there. So he figured he could line up and get it done in a year. And
keep hitting like this, he'll get an honorary degree.
Right. Might even send him a basketball championship ring.
Yeah. Bet you he goes in the Baylor Hall of Fame someday.
He's worked the count full. You know, Max is right-handed. It was his dad Lee's idea to have him hit left-handed at the earliest age. First time he started taking swings, his dad had read something about Dodger Hall of Famer Duke Snider, that Duke's dad had had him bat left-handed because he saved a couple of steps to first. You could have higher averages. So that's why Max hits left-handed. Because of Duke, because of dad. That's his second, 2 out. Bassett to Muncy with a payoff pitch. Breaking ball, hit in the air, center field. Laureano going back with room to end the inning. To the bottom of the 4th we go. The Dodgers up 4-1.
Backstage Dodgers. Pitcher Dustin May goes through his offseason training regimen and gives a tour of his offseason home in Texas. Also, infielder Zach McKinstry is mic'd up for his first Major League opening day in Colorado. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers this Friday, presented by Cadillac.
Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers lead this one 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. There's strike one on Matt Chapman. Kershaw gave up back-to-back doubles in the first inning, leading to the first run of the game, but he's allowed just one base runner since, striking out 4. Chapman grounds one to the hole at short. Siegel with a juggle, a recovery, a throw in and out. Stuck with it and got Chapman. One gone in the fourth. I think one of the more special parts of Friday is going to be seeing Clayton Kershaw get his World Series ring.
It's going to be everybody's birthday on the same day. You're going to see little boy smiles on grown men.
Just to think of the burden lifted off Clayton Kershaw's shoulders. Finally winning that title. And he even has said you don't realize what you're carrying while you're carrying it. Jorge Castillo of the LA Times did a great piece on Clayton Kershaw this offseason where he spent some time with him, and Clayton was really reflective on what winning meant and admitted that there is some truth to it, that he did feel a big burden of not having won. It did weigh on him. Home of the 2-1. Murphy swings and misses, and it's 2-2. Said one of the things that was most pleasing to him when he won it, though, was finding out how many people cared and were happy for him. He said he knew that people cared. He knew people were supportive, but to see the reactions of his teammates, his friends, seeing that they felt the same pain that he did all those years, that meant the world. He gets Murphy to go around. He's got his 5th K and 2 out in the 4th. No question about that. We went around, and strikeout number 5 for Clayton Kershaw tonight. 5 more for the Dodgers, and everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink at LA area restaurants. Stephen Piscotty golfs the first one that he sees a mile high down the line, and gone. Waiting for that signal from the third base umpire Brian Gorman, and he gave it. Piscotty with his first of the year, and the Dodgers immediately go to the phone to check the replay.
That one was really up there.
Yeah.
I mean, almost for the fact that it gets out of the angle of the camera. Let's see if the umpires first and foremost are coming together for a little conference. Call for their own replay.
And it is a crew chief review. Home runs are. Even on replay, this is going to be hard. It'll be hard to tell.
Very hard to tell.
I want to say it's not. It's wide of the pole, but I just don't know if you're going to have enough there to be able to make that call when you've called it a home run.
That shot right there, the ball goes into the light tower. It's really hard to see. Bob Melvin probably saying, like, you called it a home run. Did you see it or not? You can't call somebody you didn't see. So if you saw it, it's a home run. It's a pretty good landmark out there with that tunnel. That you can see exactly where it lands on that tunnel. I would stand on the line and say, is that tunnel in fair territory or foul territory?
So on the phone with New York, seeing what they think. Bob Melvin not happy that we've even gotten this far in the process. That was quick. And a foul ball. Very quickly they overturn the call, and instead of a Piscotty home run, it's a foul ball, and he's got to go back to the plate against Kershaw. You need whiteout?
I don't even care about whiteout. I marked home run, but Clayton saying it was foul. Like not even close, and Clayton got it right. You got whiteout?
Yeah, you,
okay.
You just said you don't care about whiteout. It's
meaning I'm kind of glad that. No, don't have your feelings hurt.
No, the whiteout. Curveball's a strike. 0-2.
I was like, I'm just glad that I got to scribble over it.
Yeah. Don't push too hard.
Sorry.
It's my whiteout.
I don't use it. I'm not a veteran whiter.
0-2. Piscotty on the ground to Seager at short. And that ultimately is how the at-bat comes to an end. A home run that wasn't. Where have we seen that before? LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Find great ways to save on a bold new Camry at the We Make It Easy sales event. Now by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, big discounts, great insurance. How about those threads? A.J. Pollock leads off this fifth against Chris Bassett and takes ball one. What do you think, Kirsten?
Jerseys are just absolutely stunning. The gold bordering around the numbers. The jerseys have Roman numerals number 7 on the sleeve in recognition of the franchise's 7 championships. And each, towards the end of it, there will be a donation after an auction of these jerseys that are worn that will benefit Baby to Baby and help provide 10,000 emergency COVID-19 care kits to children living in overcrowded conditions or experiencing homelessness. Joe?
Excellent. A.J. Pollock leads off this inning with a single.
Of course.
So good looking threads for opening weekend at home and for a good cause. Edwin Rios, single in his first home run of the year. Takes high from Bassett, ball one. One of the 2 home runs tonight for the Dodgers. He's got one. Muncie's got one. Against the A's opening day starter, who pushes off 1-0, and Rios slaps it foul, 1-1. Pollock with his first hit of the night. 7 of the 9 Dodgers have reached now. Rios down the line but foul. Only Seager and McKinstry have failed to reach. Bassett's 1-2. Chris Bassett, 32 years old, out of Genoa, Ohio. Small town, about 2,000 people. Didn't think that he had a future in pitching really until he was a senior in high school. Didn't have any interest from colleges. But he pitched a one-hitter against their rival school, and there happened to be a scout there from Akron watching somebody on the rival school's team. Chris caught his eye, and they offered him a scholarship. So he goes to Akron. He redshirts his first year. And by the time he finishes there, he's their star closer. Got drafted by the White Sox. And after 6 years of being back and forth between the majors and the minors and the pen and the rotation, and a couple years missed because of Tommy John, opening day starter for the reigning division champ. Still not particularly big, but they said when he showed up at Akron, he looked like a fungo. So it's a guy that has beaten expectations every step of the way.
For those of you at home that don't know what a fungo is, it's a very skinny bat that's used to hit infield and outfield practice. Not as heavy as a regular bat. They don't get as tired.
Bassett gets Rios on a breaking ball. Or to hit balls out of the Coliseum on batting practice.
You hit batting practice with a fungo, though, you're probably going to break it. You're going to have to hit it perfect because it is not built for velocity even at 60, 70 miles an hour right down the middle.
– 4-1 game, 5th inning. Gavin Lux takes a strike. Lux hits it on the ground to second. Kemp shovels his sidearm to second for one. They go back to first for a double play. That finishes the Dodgers in the 5th. They lead 4-1 halfway home in Oakland. The game is Garrett down in enemy territory in San Diego, repping his Dodger blue. Thanks to Garrett for checking in. Dodgers leading this one 4-1, looking for their 5th consecutive win, trying to clinch a series win over the A's. 11,000 fans in the Coliseum and plenty of Dodger blue sprinkled throughout. Clayton Kershaw back to the mound. He needed 22 pitches to get through the first. He's averaged 11 pitches per inning since. Ball 1 to Mitch Moreland. Hey, so a couple people on Twitter, Jim and Jacob, both pointed out that the umpires changed the call to foul ball before they went to replay review, and that's why Bob Melvin was as mad as he was during the review. Thanks, Jim and Jacob. 2-1.
First half of the batters that Clayton has faced tonight, no ground balls. Last half, 5 ground balls, 5 out of 7 of the outs.
Good pitch, 2-2. Struck Moreland out on a similar pitch his first time up there, one of the 5 Ks that Kershaw has. Exceeded his swing and miss total from his first start in the first inning tonight. He's home with a 2-2. Moreland takes down and away, count 4.
A little extra break on that slider when he's facing lefties. A little bit more of a sweeper.
Got him again with his slider.
That one's perfect. I mean, it just lit up the strike zone right on the intersection. The height and the width. Bam! With all that break. Nice tight dot on that ball.
Ball 1 on Elvis Andrus. 5 of his 6 Ks tonight have come on the slider. The pitch that he just really didn't have in Colorado. And you got the rest of the National League West in particular, who watched the Dodgers first few days of the year and said, man, they look really good, but maybe at least Kershaw's not quite what he was last year. And then he shows up in his second start and he does this. Lux with a little juggle, but he recovered in time to get Andrus.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stats, leaderboards, and more for your Dodgers.
Kershaw has retired 13 of the last 14 after the back-to-back first-inning doubles. With 2 gone, the 9-hitter Tony Kemp comes up. Fouls the first one into the glove. Strike 1. One and two.
He's really staying behind every throw. It is just like his center of gravity is just coming right at the center of the plate. And then here comes the arm. Is it going to be a fastball, a slider, or a curveball?
The 1-2. Kemp pops it up weakly on the right side of the infield. Lux with the call and the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Kershaw, who's given up just 1 base runner since the first. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, the newest, friendliest, and safest casino resort. Good times. That's the good stuff right there.
Riverfront Stadium. Cincinnati bringing the grass there.
Strike 1 on Austin Barnes.
That turf gets hot.
Yeah.
Oh, St. Louis, Cincinnati day games. Watch out. Back in the day, we had plastic bottom spikes. The turf would get so hot, it would melt the spikes. Guys would come in and be putting their feet in ice buckets. Dr. Bill Bueller, our trainer, would freeze Cabbage Patch leaves, and we put them in our hats to keep our heads cool. That really high-tech stuff back then, huh?
Seems like it'd be effective, though.
It was.
Yeah. How often did you need to replace the cabbage patch?
But every other inning. I think I only wore it when I was sitting on the bench. I didn't wear it when I was pitching. Can you imagine? Take your hat off to wipe your forehead on the mound and
the cabbage falls out.
Cabbage there.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, it's just my snack.
It's for later. Now, if the cabbage had some sticky substance dripping out of it.
Oh, no. Never do that.
Chris Bassett working against Austin Barnes, who's 2 for 2 tonight. RBI double and a single. Gets him for the first time. 1 gone. Strikeout number 4 for Bassett.
Bassett has gotten nicked up by Muncy and Rios with the home run balls and that rough inning in the third. But other than that, against this powerful lineup, he's done a pretty nice job. Kept his team in the game.
McKinstry takes inside, ball 1. Ball 2. Zach trying to reach for the first time tonight. He lined out and he grounded out. Bassett running that pitch count up around 100. He's not been great, but he's been better than the other guys. Gave up 3 runs on opening day. He's given up 4 here. But the rest of the Oakland starting rotation has a .982 ERA. Here's his 2-1. Ball 3. Top of the order, Mookie Betts coming up after McKinstry. Count One goes full. And the bullpen starts to move. Lou Trevino. 100th pitch of the night is a 3-2. And McKinstry hits it in the air to deep left field. Canna twisted back to the warning track to put it away. Bassett has settled in, giving his team a chance here. He's faced the minimum since the last time Mookie came up and singled. That was to lead off the 4th.
You're not going to come against the Dodgers and go, hey, I'm going to throw a shutout today. You're going to come in here and go, you know what? I got to keep it close. I got to give my team a chance to win. If all of a sudden you're in the 5th or 6th and you haven't given up any runs, okay, you know, you feel like you've done an amazing job, but a couple runs here and there, and you hope your offense can cover for you against a great team like this.
That's the tough thing. Through a week, you can't have any confidence that it will if you're an A's pitcher. It's 12 runs through 5 games. Bounce back to Bassett. His quickest inning of the night. Dodgers down in order in the 6th. They lead it 4-1. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Steakhouse Angus Thickburger is back at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. Talked about him a few times this week. That's Connie Mack. And he said you could only find a picture of the old manager in a suit. That's what he managed in. 1950. He finished a career that started back in 1901. He managed from age 38 to age 87. A few years after he retired, when his family was selling the team in Philadelphia, they were the Philly A's when he was the manager. Marcana takes low from Kershaw, ball 1. There were 3 bidders. The winning bid went to a group that took the team to Kansas City. Spent about a decade there before they moved to Oakland. The 2 other bidders, had they won, their plan was to take the Philadelphia A's to Los Angeles. A.J. Pollock will make the catch, and Canna's the first out of the 6. If that happens, 1954, Brooklyn does not move the Dodgers to L.A.
Walter O'Malley is not moving the Dodgers, and he's not recruiting the Giants to come with him.
Right. So the Giants don't end up in San Francisco. Even before that, 1941, plans were in place for the St. Louis Browns to move to Los Angeles. Kershaw to Jed Lowry. Strike 1. Not just in place, but it was like a done deal. It was a formality going into the owners' meetings. They were going to vote on it to finalize. And then Pearl Harbor was attacked. Lowry in the air to deep center field. Betts on the run. Back to the track. Shy of the wall. Makes the catch 2 away. So Pearl Harbor happens. The meetings get canceled. And when they say, well, can we still push this thing forward? They decide that there's going to be too much effort from the country focused on, moving troops across the country, moving materials across the country. You can't be spending money moving a baseball team across the country, moving the other teams out there to play in. So they nixed that deal.
Yeah, moving the steel to get moved to make Jeeps and tanks and all the different things they needed the rail system for, and all the other things that the country was focusing on.
So that's another one. Could have been the Los Angeles Browns. Instead, years later, they moved to Baltimore, became the Orioles. That's a strike on Laureano, and it's 1-1. And then the butterfly effect from all of that is amazing. Mike Petriello did a great article on MLB.com, I think, prior to last season, that runs through all the dominoes that could have happened had that move happen. And he has the Dodgers winding up in Dallas. The Dallas Dodgers. Just with a number of dominoes that would have fallen after 1941 had that move happen. Kershaw turns and fires. Take by Laureano, 2-2. So Trevino will come in for the 7th. Curve, Pop Weekly. And Kershaw just keeps on mowing him down. Muncy puts it away, and on 9 pitches, Kershaw with a 1-2-3-6. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. The triple bonus Jack combo is back at Jack in the Box. Try it today for just $5.99. Who's in, who's out? Brought to you by In-N-Out. Right, he's finished for Chris Bassett. This is Lou Trevino, 29-year-old from Green Lane, Pennsylvania. In his 4th major league season. A couple of appearances over the weekend against Houston. Gave up a run in 3 2/3.
He's going to be up above 95 miles an hour. And he's also got a really nice cutter, curveball, and a changeup.
2, 3, and 4 in the Dodger lineup. Ball 1 on Corey Seager. This is a bullpen, Orel, that was far and away the best in the American League. #1 in baseball last year. But they lose a couple key pieces to it, and through 1 week, it's been a disaster. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've also not had any leads to protect, because the starters haven't been much better. Who had the Oakland A's as the last team to get their first win in the American League? Drops over the outside corner, 1-2. 3 straight playoff appearances, a division title last year. 6 postseason appearances in the last 9 years. Seager takes a generous outside corner fastball. 1 away in the 7th.
Have you stocked up on your new World Series champions gear yet? The Top of the Park store is now open Tuesday through Saturday at Dodger Stadium. See Instagram at Dodgers Top of the Park for store hours and details on how to get it there or how to get it for home delivery. All of that is available. Plus a lot of stuff with the World Series on it.
Turner bounces the first pitch to Chapman. Nice stab of that one. Reach into his left. And he gets his third base counterpart.
One of the first times this series that Chapman has looked like Chapman over there at third. Usually a vacuum cleaner. He's had a couple of borderline plays during this series that could have been graded as errors. But this is primo Matt Chapman.
Same high school program that produced Nolan Arenado, El Toro.
Throws a little bit like him too.
Muncy with 2 gone, looks at a strike. Been talking about Matt's and his hand-eye coordination, ability to discern ball from strike. He doesn't know for sure, but if he takes a stab at a theory why he became like that, he thinks back to this ball that his dad brought home from a conference that his brothers would pitch to him. It's this tiny ball in the shape of the earth, and the continents all stuck out a little bit, so they could make this little ball move like crazy. And his brothers are several years older than him, so they're standing like 20 feet away, just chucking this little globe at him. It'd move all over, and he thinks if he had to draw the line to one point where he developed that hand-eye, it was trying to hit that globe his brothers were chucking at him. And the ground is short. It's actually Chapman shifted over there. That's a quick 7th. 8 pitches for Trevino. Quite a bounce back outing from Clayton Kershaw from giving up 6 runs on opening day. 6 innings. It's on to the 7th. He's allowed just 1 run. He's retired 17 of the last 18 that he's faced. Strike 1 on Matt Chapman. And that slider's probably been the biggest difference from last Thursday.
Going to it a little bit more than his normal ratio. And none of this has been lucky. He has been dominant.
The curve falls out of the sky, strike 2.
He's got all three working. He's got the fastball to both sides of the plate, and mostly inside to righties. He's got two kinds of sliders working, and he's landing the deuce.
Home with an 0-2. Try to go arm side with that fastball. Chapman took it. Ball one.
He is right in the tunnel. I mean, you take a line on either side of the pitching rubber and you draw it towards the plate and connect it. He stays right in that lane.
Oakland, great tempo. Here he comes again, and he strikes out Chapman. The slider again for his 7th K.
Right at you. A little different access on that spin of that ball as it breaks a little sharper.
Now Sean Murphy, who struck out both times tonight, takes the first one low.
If you've got good access on your slider, you access it a lot. Trying to find a way to pronounce that word right.
Axis.
Axis.
There it is. 1-1.
That almost shout it for me.
Axis. Cool. Miro Petit.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, I know when I've mispronounced a word. Joe quickly looks around the room. Did anybody hear that?
2-1.
Someday we just need to put the booth cam just on continuous
of us
and just see replays of that.
2-2. That thing disappears on Murphy.
It is really good tonight. I mean, this is, as much as you were worried when watching him pitch in Colorado, is as excited as you're going to be tonight watching the ball come out of Clayton's hand.
2-2. Another strikeout for Kershaw. Back-to-back Ks to open the 7th. He's got 8 total tonight.
Put it in a copy machine. It's another one. Wow. As good as that is, they can know it's coming, and you still can't hit it.
Stephen Piscotty. It's a high drive to left center field. Bats is back off the very top of the wall. Ricochets to A.J. Pollock, who has forgotten his hat. And he holds Piscotty to a long double. First base runner for the A's since the 3rd inning.
Piscotty picked on that slider, and he got it before it finished breaking. Out in front. Yep, right at the front edge of the plate. And he barrels it up. Thank you, double wall.
As good as Kershaw has been, this still not overly comfortable. Time running the on-deck circle as Blake Trinan begins to warm.
There's no hiding a guy getting up in Oakland if you don't want to offend your starting pitcher. He's right there within eye shot, and especially with Clayton being left-handed.
Mitch Moreland. Strike one. It's the only place that still has him in play. Tampa Bay, they moved him out of play.
Well, we're going to have a ball in play from the pen, so we'll have a little delay, but I think you might be right.
Well, obviously Wrigley moved theirs out of play when they did the renovations, moved him under the bleachers.
San Francisco
moved him out of play. I think San Francisco might have been the last one besides Oakland. Kershaw to Moreland, 0-1. Curveball buckles his knees. Strike two.
Moreland has had to deal with the slider, which he has struck out on in the second and then again in the fifth. Kershaw mixing it up a little bit there to get to a 2-strike count with the curveball.
The 0-2 and the dirt ball 1.
You got two ways of thinking right here. Give him what he's looking for, which would be the slider, because he struck out on it twice, but put it in a hard place so you get him to swing the bat because he guessed right. Or you go the opposite and you try and fake him out. I stick with the strength tonight.
Bouncing ball to first. Muncy takes it to the bag. Clayton Kershaw, 7 splendid innings tonight. 8 strikeouts, and he leaves with a 4-1 lead.
One more in this 3-game series against the Oakland A's, where the Dodgers head back to Los Angeles for the home opener and the ring ceremony, the moment the boys have all been waiting for. All games will be on Sportsnet LA.
7 innings from Kershaw tonight. Starting staff has been so good throughout Kershaw's outing on opening day, and ERA just north of 2 from the starters this last trip through. Dodgers 4, A's 1. Yusmeiro Petit comes on. He gets strike 1 on A.J. Pollock. How about Clayton Kershaw tonight? After having just 5 swings and misses on opening day, he gets 21 swings and misses tonight, his most in almost 4 years.
The slider was really working, and he was just locked in. He was filling up the zone after the first inning.
No swing, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Clayton up the slider usage today. Last year averaged about 40% of the time. Tonight almost 50% of the time he threw the slider. Towel not wrapped on the throwing arm. That pretty much means he's gotten congratulated and he's done.
2-1 on Pollock. And so what does the bullpen look like here in a tight game? You get 1 inning of Trinan, 1 inning of Jansen. Count evens 2-2.
Blake's already been up, and if he's going to have the bottom of the 8th, he probably knows he doesn't need all 3 outs to get hot. So relievers like to time their warm-ups with coming right into the game. They don't like to sit around like it's an in-between innings thing, like a starter gets when they're coming out for multiple innings.
Pollock barely able to get a piece as Petit tried to do it. Everybody does against AJ.
He'll probably start with an out or 2, depending on how much throwing he got the last half inning.
Getting ready to face his old team. Dodgers with 1 in the second and 3 in the third. Home runs from Muncy and Rios tonight. 2-2. Takes a fastball away and the count goes full.
It's a good combination tonight with Clayton feeling good about his curveball and his slider, because Oakland has not hit the breaking ball very well at all, including the times against Clayton. They're below 150 so far this year when you throw a breaking ball.
Pollock draws the leadoff walk. And for a team that averages 6 walks per game, that's the first one tonight for LA. Issued by the veteran Yusmeiro Petit, who's in his 4th year in Oakland. Number 1 in the majors in appearances over those 4 years. I beg your pardon, the second walk for the Dodgers. Gavin Lux drew one back in the 3rd or the 2nd inning. Couple hits for Rios tonight, including his first home run.
Bullpen is yet to have a clean game, so a few insurance runs would make this a little bit more comfortable. A little shorter outing for them tonight with Clayton going 7.
Two of the last 3. They had Urias do it. Final game in Colorado. May goes 6 last night. And Kershaw 7 tonight. Rio smacks it on the ground. There's 1 and 2. 6 at 4, 5, 3.
I think so. 6 at 4, 5
at 6
at 6M. Dash 3. These shifts will really mess with your scorecard.
Yeah.
Need bigger squares.
Finer tip.
Yeah.
Pens.
Like drafting pens.
Fountain pens. Lux with 2 out.
Ink on the end of a needle.
Right. Fountain pen. You ever learn how to write with one of those appropriately?
Experimented, but no, never really learned how to write with it properly. I can't write properly with anything.
A hard time with that Sharpie. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. It's supposed to be like, if you really get it down, writing with a fountain pen,
yeah,
therapeutic. It's supposed to feel
really.
Yeah, I haven't been able to figure it out either. I just
like,
feel like
playing the piano or the guitar, like, you know, I'm just going off to go right.
Right.
Wow. Correct.
Yeah. Lux hits a bullet to center. That's down for a hit in front of Laureano. 2-out single, Gavin Lux. He's got a hit in all 5 games he started in.
Number 15, Austin Barnes.
It's the first time we've seen Gavin do something positive and not get the big smile. I think he's starting to expect to get hits a little bit more often. Not used to waiting this deep into the game to get his first one.
Couple hits for Barnes tonight as the Dodgers continue to get great production from their catchers. Those are 2 of the 10 hits the team has had. Double-digit hits in 5 of the 6 games.
It just doesn't even feel like they have a bottom of the order. Just one continuous lineup.
One and 2 on Barnes. Series will wrap up tomorrow. Trevor Bauer for the Dodgers. Jesus Luzardo for the A's. A couple guys with electric stuff. Bauer had 10 Ks in his first start. Luzardo had 8. It's a day game. 12:37 first pitch. Lux at first, 2 gone on a 1-2. Barnes swings through it to end the inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. The Dodgers 4, the A's 1.
Clayton Kershaw looking to win for the first time ever at Oakland Coliseum. Dominant for 7 innings, Jerry.
He had everything working. Great curveball and outstanding slider. Love to see it.
Sure not. He is back.
See if the bullpen can wrap up a series win. We'll see you right after the game.
All right, guys, on Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers, as Blake Trinan replaces him, ready to face his old team, a team that he put up one of the greatest relief seasons of modern history for in 2018. It's the only season in big league history with 30 saves, 100 strikeouts, and a sub-1 ERA. Elvis Andrus, 8-9-1. There's strike one. So he had that huge season in 2018 for the A's. 2019, though, had the worst year of his career. So the A's cut him loose. The Dodgers picked him up. Had a good year for the Dodgers in 2020 and then re-upped with LA on a 2-year contract this offseason. Quickly ahead 0-2.
Very comfortable in this ballpark, and I can tell you, he's been in the Dodger uniform now for a while, but you come back to this park, you face the old uniform you used to wear, and just feel so comfortable even though you're in blue.
Home with an 0-2 pitch. On 3 pitches, he strikes out Andrews.
Tremendous amount of movement in both directions. The 2-seamer / sinker, the first 2 pitches, and now bend it the other way. And you get the swing and miss.
The Dodger bullpen with an ERA around 8 over the first 5 games of this season. Going to need to be sharp tonight. Tony Kemp, the 9-hitter, watches a cutter miss. Ball 1. Kemp 0 for 2. Wow, that's a miss.
Not by Blake.
By Adrian Johnson. 2-0 instead of 1-1. Trenton's 2-0. Evens out. 2-1.
Yeah, but that one looked like it hit the strike zone. Yeah, got that one.
Wow, that is filthy, and he gets squeezed again.
Right turn right there at the end and flipped the strike zone.
Man, oh man.
It's just too much movement, too late. It's filling it up. He touched the strike zone with 4 pitches in a row and only got 1 of the calls.
And now the top of the order. The guy who finished 3rd of the majors in ground ball percentage last year finds himself 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning nonetheless. First pitch to his old teammate Mark Canha. Ball 1. Diekman and Weems both warming for the A's. Diekman the closer with Trevor Rosenthal on the injured list. Ball and a strike. Canha, who's reaching all 5 games coming into this one, is 0 for 3 tonight. After him, it's Jed Lowry. 4-1 8th inning. Cuts it in there, 1-2. Trenton's 1-2 pitch. Take on a slider and a stolen base for Kemp.
It's late in the game. That run doesn't mean anything. Yes, the double plays out of order, but Blake Treinen just concentrating on getting the hitter.
32-year-old in his 8th big league season. Former National, former A. Ready for a 2-2. He struck him out. That slider. I mean, everything just moving like crazy.
When he is on, his stuff is just ridiculous. So much movement, so late, so big.
That is strikeout number 10, which means everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box. Just ask for the Dodger deal when you order. You've got to purchase a large drink, and it's valid only at LA area restaurants. 4-1, bottom of the 8th. Jed Lowry's the hitter with 2 out.
We're going to be giving away a lot of jacks with this pitching staff.
Yeah. Inside and ball 1. Lowry has 2 hits tonight.
He's had some really nice passes at Clayton Kershaw. Now he gets to look at Trinan with the right arm.
Fly to left center field. Betts and Pollock coming together. Pollock is there, and the inning is over. Blake Trinan with a scoreless 8th, and the Dodgers stay in front 4-1.
April are on sale now. Be sure to get your seats to see the Dodgers take on the Rockies on April 13th, 14th, and 15th. Visit Dodgers.com/tickets to make your purchase.
New pitcher for the A's is Jordan Weems, with the Dodgers up 4-1 and the 9th inning set to begin.
A's looking for a 0. Dodgers looking for some insurance runs.
9-1-2 coming up against Weems, who was activated from the alternate site the other day with some of the injuries the A's are already dealing with. Dodgers looking for their 5th straight win. The A's looking for their 1st. Zach McKinstry 0 for 3 tonight, leads it off and takes a strike. Ryan McMahon of the Colorado Rockies has 3 home runs tonight, and the Rockies trail 5-4.
What inning are they in?
8th.
I was going to say he had a chance to join a pretty rare fraternity at 4. Sean Green, Mark hard-hitting Witten,
J.D. Martinez.
J.D. Martinez. Maybe one more. I'm thinking of. He's had 4 home runs in a game.
McKinstry with a chase there, 1-2. Kenley Jansen warming for his 2nd outing. Save opportunity perhaps in the bottom of the 9th.
J.D. Drew do it? No, Cincinnati. Cincinnati player, maybe.
Scooter
lately.
Jeanette.
Yeah, just lately. Scooter, yeah.
Mike Schmidt did it
3 years ago with Scooter. So.
Willie Mays did it. Josh Hamilton had a 4 home run game. 2-2 on McKinstry.
No 5s, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Lou Gehrig.
Really?
First 2 times it happened in the American League, it was against Connie Mack's A's.
Well, it's hard to get fired if you're Connie Mack and your family owns the team.
That's true.
You know, I was thinking that when you
Who's
tell me
putting
about
you on the hot seat. Nice changeup, gets McKinstry swinging, 1 gone.
Well, the only hot seat you're on if you're Connie Mack is at the dinner table.
Right. Come on, Dad.
When the family is getting on you. Some good movement right there. A split finger.
Oh for 4 night from McKinstry. 4-1 in the 9th inning. Back to the top in Mookie Betts. It was 1 for 4. Big swing and a miss. Padres and Giants are tied at 1. Bottom of the 6th in San Diego. Giants got their only run tonight so far on a Brandon Crawford homer. And the Giants, believe it or not, lead the majors in home runs. Yu Darvish much better in game 2 for the Padres than he was in his debut in San Diego. 1 run tonight. 0-2 on Betts. And Aaron Sanchez in his San Francisco debut, 1 run over 5 innings. First appearance for him in 2 years. Shoulder surgery in 2019. Giants just got him this winter. He made the rotation. Oh, 2.
The Phillies lost. The Dodgers have a chance to be tied for the best record in baseball. Phillies were 4-0 coming in tonight. Now 4-1.
Dodgers got a run in the 2nd inning tonight on a Barnes double after Rios had started that inning with a single. They broke a 1-1 tie in the 3rd. 2-run homer from Muncy. Solo shot from Rios. Nothing since then. The A's run came 3 batters into the game. Lowry and Laureano had back-to-back doubles against Kershaw. And Clayton gave up just 2 more hits over 7 innings. Another 1-2 to Mookie Betts. Two and two. Another member of the 4 home run club, Gil Hodges, with a 4 home run game. Fouled back, stays at 2-2. Mookie doesn't have a 4 home run game, but he's got 3 home run games in his career. Actually got number 6 last year. Got his 6th to tie him with Sosa and Mize, beg your pardon, for the most 3 home run games. He's worked the count full.
That's harder than 1 4 home run game, I think.
6 3 home run games?
Yes, I would say. Imagine that, another full count.
8th pitch coming. And Betts hits a high drive to left center field. Way back there and gone. Mookie's first of the year. 3rd of the night for the Dodgers. They lead 5-1.
A little late to get 3 tonight, but it's nice to get 1. And he crushed it. We got a whole bunch of new signs we're going to have to learn this year. They've got some great body language after doubles and home runs now. We've got barrels are overrated that we know about. Well, he punishes this ball.
A ball on Seager. Rios, Muncy, and Betts all hitting their first home runs of the year tonight. After Mookie hit 16 last year, his career high for home runs is 32. The 16 last year, that's a 43 homer pace in a full year. Meanwhile, Seager hitting a high liner to right, tracked down by Piscotty.
Count on it. Number 10, Justin Turner.
Seager 0 for 5 tonight, and we blink and it's an 0 for 10 for Seager since getting a hit in his first debut of this series. Turner's 2 for 4. Strike one from Williams. With that home run, making it a 4-run lead instead of a 3-run lead, makes a world of difference in the field going into the bottom of the ninth.
A little disappointing probably for Kenley Jansen because you don't qualify for a save, but it is nice breathing room.
Remember back when it was automatic for Kenley, it seemed like they were always scoring and winning save opportunities in the top of the ninth, and he's like, come on.
And then the offense would go by his chair in the locker and like leave candy and presents like we're sorry.
Yep, his favorite treats would show up. Gabriel Ruiz is down there, part of the taxi squad. He's chatting with Kenley. Steve Salati, bullpen catcher, and great human being. Turner to center. Laureano puts it away and ends the inning. But Mookie joins tonight's home run party. His first one of the season. A shot to left center field, putting the Dodgers in front 5-1. Let's go to the bottom of the ninth in Oakland. All hitting their first home runs tonight, leading the Dodgers to this 5-1 advantage. Bottom of the ninth, Blake Trinan stays in and delivers strike one to Ramon Laureano. So the home run in the top of the ninth removes the opportunity for Kenley Jansen to get a save. But it's still a save opportunity for Blake Trinan, who had a 3-run lead when he entered. Trinan gave up a walk last inning, but that was it. Struck out 2. And this A's offense, which had an early lead thanks to Laureano's double, since starting the game 2 for 3, has gone 2 for its last 25. Always works that way, doesn't it? Into the gap in right center. Betts over to cut it off. Laureano will hold on. Throw goes back to first. Not in time. Leadoff single for Ramon Laureano, his second hit tonight.
You see the full array of Mookie Betts' skills on this ball in the right center gap. You see the speed to be able to cut it off. You see the infield ability that he's fielding a ground ball to his left, and you see the pivot and the strong, accurate arm at the end. Yes, a good piece of hitting, but wow, what a nice piece of defense to keep the double play in order.
We were talking with Andrew Friedman during the Freeway Series, and we asked him what stood out about Mookie Betts having been around him every day. And he said it's the daily practice, how very pointed his practice is to specific things. And that is something, that play you saw right there, specifically that he works on every single day. Jansen comes in to replace Blake Trinan in a 5-1 game in the ninth. From Kenley Jansen in his season debut in Colorado, here he comes in a 5-1 game in the ninth.
The fire that Kenley had in spring training and the quest that he is on to be the last one on the mound for a world championship, that's what burns from within, and there's another step towards that and gaining confidence from everybody.
A 5-out save in his season debut, his first one in 2 years. Matt Chapman, ball 1. And a stolen base for Laureano. Takes the double play out of order. Chapman 0 for 3 tonight. 2 for 18 this year, but ahead 2-0. is a strike.
One positive pitch gets you into the rhythm of the game. Stolen base is not upsetting at all. One of the reasons that you don't look at relievers' ERA with that fine-tooth comb.
Inside corner, 2-2.
At first, I didn't think Kenley was going to get the call.
Each of those last two charted as cutters, 87 and then 89. Two coming. That was a two-seam.
His two-seamer definitely has more velocity. The fingers are more behind the ball. The cutter, he's trying to cut through the edge of it a little bit.
5-1 game, lasted the 9th. Another 2-2 pitch. Chapman takes it high, full count. A's were one of the best late inning teams in baseball last year when they won the American League West. Trying to rally against Jansen. The set, the 3-2. Fly ball to right field. Zach McKinstry for the first out.
A little good two-seamer inside to Chapman. Kenley not defaulting to the cutter, but using his full pitch mix. We haven't seen the slider yet, but he's using two types of fastballs right now.
Now faces Sean Murphy, who's just thrilled it's anybody but Clayton Kershaw. Struck him out all 3 times. Strike one. A little better movement to it. Getting in really good shape right now. Really worked hard this offseason. Worked hard throughout the quarantine last year. Flipping big tires down his street at home. Murphy flies one to right center. McKinstry backpedaling to the track, and he makes the catch. Made it look a little harder than it needed to. But an out is an out, and they're an out away.
Number 25, Steven Piscotty.
Steven Piscotty, last hope for the A's. 5-1, bottom of the 9th. Dodgers trying to hand the A's their 6th consecutive loss to start the year. No team has started the season 0-6 since 2016, when both the Twins and the Braves did. Jansen's 1-0. High for ball 2. Piscotty, ball 3. Jansen, 11th big league year, 17th year in the Dodger organization. 33 years old, final year of his contract. All-time saves leader in Dodger history. Home with a 3-0 pitch. It's in there, strike one. Didn't start pitching until 2009. And in the big leagues a year later as a 22-year-old. Here he comes at the 3-1 pitch. Good take on that cutter. Piscotty with a walk, and they're at the corners with 2 out.
How big is Mookie Betts' home run now?
Yeah,
this would be the tying run coming to the plate. Some nights you gotta use your insurance.
Mitch Moreland's the hitter. And Moreland trying to extend it to Andrews, who's on deck. 5-1, bottom of the 9th. Fouls it back, strike one. Hardest pitch he's thrown, but misses spot badly. 1-1. Piscotty took second there. Moreland trying to get the tying run to the plate. Jansen trying to finish it off right here. Here he comes with a 1-1. Ball 2.
Do anything you can to record the out. If you're in the outfield, a diving catch. Moreland gets the second. It's not a big deal. The most important run is on deck. So you don't care where the batter runner ends up, depending on the risk reward of the catch.
The 2-1 pitch. Popped into shallow center field. Running catch by Gavin Lux to end the game. The Dodgers win at 5-1, their 5th consecutive win.
Clayton Kershaw with win number 176. Can you believe he only has 77 losses? He's 99 games over 500 in his career.
Kenley Jansen, a frustrated look, didn't have the same stuff that he had his first outing of the year, but was able to shut it down even without it. Kershaw fantastic, as Orel said. Those 7 innings tonight, 8 strikeouts, 21 swings and misses, his most in a game in 4 years. Muncy hit his first home run. Rios did. Betts did as well. For Orel, Kirsten, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Oakland, and talk to you tomorrow afternoon.